Yeah. But there's a lot of unique.
What's going on, everybody? This is Mike from Fight Your Rival, and I'm here hanging out with Desperation Move Z from Team Mad Catz. How you doing, man?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So you're enjoying your time in New York right now?
I think this is the best place to live on Earth. It's actually a surprise that Daigo hasn't been here yet, considering all the places he's been around the world. But now he's finally here in the Big Apple, so I'm really excited to hear what he has to say.
I think a lot of us are very excited, especially since, like you said, he hasn't really come out here in this capacity. A lot of the fighting game community knows you from your work with Cross Counter Asia, and also your appearances at tournaments. Can you actually talk a little bit about just how you initially got into fighting games?
Street Fighter 2 is a game that I played at the ice rink, and then your legs get tired, and then you play on your skates, and it's kind of wobbly. That's the game that really got me into fighting games, and then it wasn't until Street Fighter 4 that I really decided to get involved with the community. Yeah.
So what out of the games that are out right now, what are you focusing on right now as a player?
As a player, I haven't really played much, but I think there's huge potential in Street Fighter Cross Tekken. It's just a matter of we as a community can get over the whole initial debacle and give the game a second chance and give it a fair shot, because it's really a good game.
Absolutely. I think the update definitely did some help to stimulate the community a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans to try out Injustice?
I need to find someone that I care about, like a superhero that I care about.
Right.
And I'm come from more of a Marvel background, just from the comics that I read. So I need to check out the entire cast. I don't think it's released yet, though maybe they have the physical copy. But I should check out Art's stream. I think he's been putting up some gameplay. So
Yeah, I think he streamed for about 14 hours yesterday. So
is he here?
He's here. He's here somewhere. So definitely hit him up for any of your Injustice.
He's a warrior.
Yeah, excellent stream provider. So, as one of the more well-known personalities, what initially kind of inspired you to do stuff like Cross Counter Asia early on and the things that you do now?
Inspiration? Nothing. Well, it was the cameraman. He was just like, if you guys are going to play, just play in front of a camera, and I'm going to film it. So we're like, okay, why not? I think this is the best way to deliver a message. Like, if I'm just speaking to you and there's no camera, and it just doesn't go onto YouTube, then it's sort of like, a conversation in the woods and no one sees the tree fall down. But YouTube is a great medium to deliver your message, and I think it's one of the best tools for our generation to reach more people out there and get feedback too. My favorite part of the whole process is to upload something and then the next 10 minutes you get all the trollish comments. Like, that's the best part of it for me. Otherwise you're not going to get any feedback.
Very true, very true. A lot of people know you and your partner Jen. How'd you guys actually come to meet?
In Singapore, in an arcade, he bodied me. And then most people, they go and eat food after in Singapore, after they're done with their session. And then, so we just got some Chinese food after and started talking. And then, like I said, our cameraman just decided that the two of us would be good in front of a camera. And just like we're doing now, put up a tripod, a Canon 60D, as it were, and then hooked it up to the dual display, and then we started playing online, and that's how it all started.
Awesome. Obviously, we're all here for Daigo today. What is your kind of personal either relationship with Daigo, or just do you remember when you started watching him and getting into his stuff?
I'm like his hugest groupie. I follow him everywhere around the world, and this is just the latest destination. I think he's one of those people that I would say the way to differentiate him is like Sonzaikan, his this gravity that he has around him. And no matter how much time elapses, even though we bump into each other everywhere, now that we're working together with Mad Catz, he still has this aura around him, and that's both a good and a bad thing, depending on how you take it. But it's so different from Justin, who you can actually share a meal with and like talk shit, and then like maybe go back to his place and play some games. But with Daigo, it's like he has this floating energy field around him that's quite difficult to penetrate. So I think he's the only person that has it. It's not a Japanese thing, it's just a Daigo thing. And hopefully we could feel that aura around him when he comes here. I don't know where he is, but yeah.
I certainly hope so. Have you ever gotten to beat him in a match?
No. The thing about Daigo is that he doesn't throw any matches. Like, even if he's fighting against like man, woman, or child, disabled, you know, if you have like one hand, he'll still play 100% against you. And I think he's really taken his job as a pro player seriously, to never let up, to never give anyone, to never troll anyone. It's all part of his way of the samurai. So it's, yeah, I've never beat him, and I probably will never.
Interesting. Now, I've got one last question for you. It's a very serious one. Have you had any luck courting KO Police?
KO, please? No. She's reached, by the time I finally got to meet her, she had reached like a level of celebrity in Japan, and she's quite untouchable from that standpoint. But maybe when she was, you know, before, when she was still playing in the arcades and not many people knew about her, maybe you could approach her. But right now, she's quite the celebrity, and she also has that aura around her that I was speaking about before about Daigo. So very difficult to approach someone when they've, you know, the supernova has already happened and they've got like 1 million followers and they're on TV all the time, because everyone wants to get their hands on them in a way, you know.
Absolutely. And before I let you go, any special plans for Evo?
No, other than cheering on Xian. Hopefully he can make a top 8 for something. That's always been his dream. Yeah. I think everyone else has thrown that dream aside for the production side of the crew. And so we all channel our hopes into Xian. He's still quite young, he can still play. And yeah, so we're really hoping that he can represent Desperation Move well, and have to wake up early for finals day on Sunday.
Yeah. Well, I think the way he's been performing lately, it could definitely be his year. And so yeah, definitely thanks for hanging out with us. Do you have any last shout outs you want to give?
Just to Mad Catz and Desperation Move for bringing me down here, and to New York. You guys are so lucky to live in this wonderful city. I've been to a lot of places in the world, lived a lot of places, but New York definitely is where my heart is at. Yeah, this is the place to be.
Awesome. Well, hope you enjoy the rest of the event.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thanks for the time. This is Mike from Fight Your Rival, hanging out with Z. And remember, guys, keep fighting.